Hey Aries, and welcome to your September 2018 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky here to give you guys hopefully another amazing reading for your month ahead, celebrating my second year of starting to give these readings in this format. I'm really happy to have had everyone with me, and be sure to like and comment on this video because I am considering changing up the format a little bit. I'm considering coming on screen more. I'm considering doing a few different things on the channel, so please be sure to comment on the video if you've been watching for a while about like what you would like to see or how things are feeling right now. And anyway, Aries, I'm very happy to be here and to be communicating to you some of these really benevolent messages which I do feel coming forward. This is a really powerful month for you. Uranus is retrograding and heading back towards your sign in Aries, so you feel like you might sort of have changed very much over the course of the last few months, and you start to see a reemergence, I think, in September of something that you thought had died or something that you thought was no longer accessible by you. I see this as a month of completing something that you did not want to do. Some of you might be finally paying off debts, or finally, there's something about debt for sure. So I sense you, whether that be financial debt or how you feel indebted to other people for whatever reason, this really feels like a month where you're meeting your expectations and you're making progress on that. So congratulations there. This also feels like a month where you're working hard and you're developing your endurance more. So it's definitely great to be exercising. I think it's definitely great to be pushing yourself just a little bit this month, not too hard, but it's good to maybe go a little bit further than you expected to go. I sense Aries feeling very energized by really pushing through and really following through with something. I feel a lot of heat in your energy. Maybe during Leo time, you really became fiery and really jumped onto something, and now you're having to follow through. Uranus is heading back towards Aries during this month, retrograde, and I think that that's making you feel a lot hotter. I'm feeling like hot flashes, a lot of sweating. There's a lot of need for the body to be channeled and for energy to be released this month for sure. It does feel like someone's meeting you halfway too. Your central theme in the month of September is Six of Cups, so you could see someone from your past come back in and offer you a closure that you've needed. There's also a universal recommendation to give closure to those who need it from you, I feel, is very important for Aries. Whatever you consider to be meeting someone halfway or being met by someone halfway is going to signify the importance of this month. So the whole month is going to revolve around teamwork, I feel. You have Three of Pentacles, Ten of Cups, Six of Cups, Eight of Pentacles. I feel like all of those cards can demonstrate, working hard for a purpose with other people. So as careers go, if you're really involved with teamwork in your career, or it takes a lot of people to generate what's going on, this is a great time to really focus your attention in that type of area of your life. For those of you who have been in solitude more recently, this is a time where you can step back into people and really step back into social groups, I feel, as you really socially evolve this month, I think. I'm sensing the opportunity to make new platonic connections. It's not that romantic. So for those of you who have been single, I wouldn't be too desperate or too beholden to find someone to romantically connect with this month. It feels like this month is here to really show you friendship and communion and hospitality. It's not so much here to really give you a sort of like torrid fling or something. So you could have that desire though, with Uranus heading back into your sign. There's maybe a desire, especially as we move into Libra time at the end of the month, for Aries to really have a very hot experience with someone, to really be really in that cardinal fire nature, very Marsy. So think about that this month, Aries, and think about how you can channel that energy in other ways, because if you're too focused on that sector, I do feel like you just lose a bit of time. It's not that can't work out. It's not that those relationships can't happen. They feel okay. You have King of Wands in your reading. You have a lot of Wands energy, but I feel like you'll come out on the other side in October feeling like you might have wasted time or something. And as I get into the week to week, I just want to remind you guys that this month truly is about reaching out in a loving, almost maternal or paternal way to those around you and showing them that you care. And likewise, being shown by others that they care about you. And that will bring you the most success and happiness this month. So, anyway, in the first week of September, Aries, you have 8 of Pentacles rooted down by 3 of Pentacles. All about career, all about what you're inanimately striving for right now. So what do you really need to work hard on? There's something that all Aries can really, put some elbow grease into during this week. I don't feel like you're going to dread it either. If you're coming into this on either side of that week, before or after, you might be like, well, it doesn't feel right, because I'm sensing like right after the first week, you're feeling a little bit tired and wanting to rest. So depending on when you're having this reading, it will be good, I think, in the first week to have devoted yourself to some kind of physical, labor of love or some type of project, group projects preferably. Really allow yourself, we're in the dog year right now in the Chinese zodiac. This is a time to be connecting with others, especially platonically, and, people that you don't even know very well. This isn't about like really deep relationships or very long-term relationships. That's okay too, especially if it's platonic, but really don't shy away from greeting strangers or greeting people who are working towards the same cause as you and really accomplishing something beautiful, because I do sense that Aries, through very subtle connections with other people, comes out a smarter, more wise person. So you're learning things from very subtle actions of others during that week, and it feels by you contributing something that you've really made a labor of love to a group project, you really get so much. And this sounds maybe a little bit mundane, for those of you who maybe came here to hear about like traumas or, again, like really torrid love affairs or something. That's not what I'm feeling for this month for you. And that's sort of been what you've been through, I think, for maybe the last 2 years, even off and on. But this feels like a wonderful break from that. And, I would ask yourself in the first week, like, do I want to break from that? Do I want to break from that really like hot-blooded, red-blooded experience of life? And would I like to pursue something a little bit more mundane and sort of recharge myself? Because that feels like the most grand opportunity that you have here and now. In the second week of September, Aries, you have 9 of Wands reversed, rooted down by 3 of Wands reversed. So there's a little bit of burnout there, and you're sensing, you're like, okay, I'm devoting myself to something that's a little bit different now, and that's surprising, and I put so much work into this. There's something that you've really worked very hard on coming from that 8 of Pentacles energy. I want you to think in the second week, what has been a tried and true way of recovering from burnout? Have you been through burnout before? Are you even going through it right now? For some of you, it could just be a lack of energy or a lack of direction. There's a directional thing there as well, because with 3 of Wands, you have sort of a horizon-oriented focus that comes about, and you're really looking one direction, and you're sort of strategizing about how you get to where you're going. But when that's reversed, it's like, okay, what horizon do I look to? And that seems to me to be what's burning you out, Aries. It's not the hard work, it's not the job, it's not the love, it's the directionless that is burning you out. Because Aries, again, your cardinal fire. You always want to be like striving towards something, climbing some kind of mountain, really motivating towards something. So when you're not sure exactly what that is, it really saps your energy. So what a beautiful time in the second week of September to think about which way you want to go, why you want to go there. And if nothing really comes up, try to not be scared of that. I feel like when Aries doesn't have the ability to find a direction or to find a horizon to strive for, they have to focus their energy toward the horizon of finding that. So you've got to really get in the middle and into the depth of what that condition is for you. So I can't find a direction. I don't have purpose right now. Why can't I make my purpose finding my purpose? And that's a very simple thing, but it's something that's important for Aries, because you're like, if there's not a very physical, tangible, or seeable, at least, goal or purpose that is on my linear path, I'm sort of melting down and becoming very weak and fragile. So let's make that linear path the discovery of the purpose. And what do you need to do to make your environment optimum for discovering purpose, Aries? Do you need to move? Do you need to change career paths? Do you need to sit back and focus on your health? Make those your goals, and you will start to see yourself finding much more energy, for sure. Moving into the third week, you have 8 of Pentacles reversed, rooted down by 10 of Cups. So this is, again, very connected to others, very involved with other people. There is a quiet solitude that you have, it feels like, when you're mixed together with others, though, too. So you're really thinking about what you've accomplished And it feels like that's where you're trying to find your purpose, which doesn't work as well for Aries. Like, that's sort of an earthy thing where you're determining your purpose based on what you've accomplished thus far. So you get like a job in banking, and then you get a few promotions there, and you find that success, and it's like, okay, I've been successful in banking. Maybe now I should move into investment. That's a very like earthy way. Whereas Aries more like in that same type of scenario, it's like, say Aries gets like banking promotions, then Aries like needs to sit back and think, okay, so I've been successful in climbing a ladder. Can I maybe be successful in diving into something else? So I've gone up, now I must go down. So what can I probe into? Do I need to maybe go into like investigations or something, or analytics, where I'm like really going like with more of a downward energetic motion than an upward energetic motion? And that's kind of complicated, but Aries usually has to have like a equal and opposite experience. So you go really high up, then you have to go far down, and there's sort of, it's like a heartbeat. Aries, all the fire signs are very heart oriented, so it's like an up and then a down, and then it sort of repeats itself. Like, you can't, like Capricorn for instance, just go straight up and up and up and up, and that's just the end of the story. Allow yourself a downward plunge during this time, and that doesn't have to be a trauma, that doesn't have to be a negative experience, but it does have to, it has to direct itself towards something which once felt low to you. So you start to deal with maybe taboos, or you deal with prejudices, or something that you once felt was beneath you, and you really have to kind of dive into that and think, okay, what does this mean to me? And trying to keep that as positive as possible is good. Again, this is not trauma. This is not making bad shadow choices with your life. This is the exploration of something that was sort of weird territory to you before. Okay. Week number 4, the Chariot rooted down by King of Wands. That's progress. I feel like you're determining that motivation by around that time. Some of you could be moving. Some of you could be making a big change, a big transition. And I feel like you'll be many different places during that week. So traveling, or traveling for work, going cross country, going international, very possible. It's very Uranian to me. Like, you're really not so good staying in one place. So solitude might not give you the same nice feeling that it used to. I feel like you do need to be around in different places during that time, because I feel that you're gonna find your luck in foreign places. You're going to find your luck in places that you've never been before. So if you're not like leaving the country, or you're not going far away, go to places that you've never been before in your current town. Like, what restaurants have you never been to before? What paths have you never taken before? Take the stairs instead of the elevator. There's something that you realize in a previously unknown location to you during the 4th week, which is beautiful and really gives you a lot of inspiration. I sense you to be very inspired during that time. Again, Aries, your central theme was 6 of Cups, and it's so fitting because, whether or not people from your past, or from whichever period of time, who might have given you a difficult situation, whether or not they're giving you what you need now, there is truly a strong sense of Aries being met halfway by the universe, by someone important to them, by their goals and dreams and purpose and motivation. And it's really beautiful, because I feel like Aries has been looking up and anticipating this for a long time, but hasn't had anything to see from it yet. So you will see that this month, and I'm very happy for you. And think about what you need. Maybe moving into September, really affirm what you want from the universe, and then see what it gives you. See what you get in comparison to what you're wanting, and that can really show you a lot for sure. Anyway, Aries, I've so enjoyed giving this reading to you. If it resonated, I would so appreciate it if you would subscribe to my channel. It's very helpful. Your likes and comments make my day. And you can click the center of your screen to find my Patreon page or book a private reading with me. They're both there, both of those links. And we will be talking soon. Much love. Bye.